Hey Fada Pips, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. So I've noticed there's a little bit of a splodge on the camera sensor, and the camera doing itself clean, shaky, whatever it does, magic is not working for me this time. It seems to be down at the bottom right hand corner of the sensor. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to clean the sensor. You've probably spotted one yourself and you're thinking about maybe taking it to that next step and sending it in for it to be cleaned. Now the good thing about sending it in to be cleaned is it's in a sterile environment where they wear masks and static free gloves and everything that you can think of, and it will come back like a brand new sensor. But you're not actually cleaning the sensor, you're cleaning the glass that covers the sensor. So I've cleaned many of my own camera sensors using the correct equipment, the swabs. They are expensive and they say you just use them once, and the first time I did it I literally just tickled the sensor, so I was frightened to put any pressure. But as time's gone on and I just give it a good old scrub. I've even, you're going to be shocked by this, breathed onto the sensor glass to put a little bit of moisture in there, just to give it a helping hand. First thing you need to do is spot where your dotty is. So you've put your blower in, you've done your mirror shaker, you've done all your self-cleaning, and it's now coming down to the fact that the only way you're going to shift this bit of dirt is by using a swab. So we'll get started. You know yourself where it is. You've maybe took a photograph of something white, or you've maybe took a photograph of the sky at something like f20, or I don't know, whatever high f number you need to use to close the aperture up, which will then, because what happens is if you're using the lower aperture, say f2 wide aperture, you're going to get a shallow depth of field, which is going to mask that little bit of dirt. But as soon as you start getting more of a sharper overall image, you're going to start seeing that dust, and it is horrid. You can easily get rid of them, but when you're doing video, that's where you're going to be in trouble, because you're shooting say 25 to 50 frames a second. That's 50 frames you've got to dot out. So if you ever watch these programs where they get old films and they clean them up and make them look sharp and spectacular, each and every single one of those frames has been painstakingly cleaned and edited into something that we see as a nice clear picture today. And I'm not the guy that sits there doing getting rid of little dots on whatever software I'm using. No way. Nah. So I'll get my X-T4. So here's the X-T4. At the minute it's got the 80mm macro lens on, which is a lens that I absolutely love, and this is the reason why I've found these dots, because I'm shooting at around about f14 as I'm shooting macro, and they're really showing up something terrible. And the same with the video, you know, and it's taking my eye away from actually what I'm photographing or filming, and I'm thinking about this mucky dirty dot that's on my sensor glass. So make sure that you've got your camera turned off. Take your battery out, that way you're not going to sort of make any mistakes by accidentally flicking it on. Now the reason why we turn them off and we make sure there's no power or electricity going through the camera is because electricity is static, and static will encourage the dust to come in. Now I'm just going to have a quick look in there with my magnifying glass. My trusty magnifying. Yep, there it is. I can see it as plain as day. I can see 2, 3. That's amazing. There's another one. Yeah, it's filthy dirty. So I'm just going to get the swabs and the equipment and show you what I'm going to do to try and get rid of these dots. Bear with. So here's my swabs. I've got 2 left. I'll only need 1. In the past I used to need about 2 or even 3 because I just wasn't confident doing it and I was too gentle. And what they tend to ask you to do is to only use 1 per swipe. As you swipe the sensor, just use the 1, but you know, 1 go. So once you've swiped it left and right, that's it. So I decided, after I was sort of scouting through the website, just to pick myself a pack of these up. The 30 swabs. They're the APS-C sensor ones. I'm going to just quickly open them up. It was a prime delivery, so it actually came on the day that I ordered. Look like they're straight off the shelf. Amazon Prime, so it's literally next day, same day. We'll add 1 or 2 other things that have arrived today as well, so it was easy just to bundle them up together. So let's have a quick look at these. Now the last one that I used was oh look, they're individually sealed, which is, yeah, that's a good thing. APS-C frame sensor cleaning swab. There it is. So you get 30 of these in the pack. For the price, $17.99. Free post and packaging because it's Prime, obviously. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the bottom to these. But obviously I've not tried them, but they look so small compared to the full frame one. But then again, the difference between the 2 sensors is massive. So looking at that now, I'll be able to do the left and right action rather than the up and down action. Although for me, it worked perfect. There was no problem. So I hope that helps you out. I'm going to put a link in the bottom if you need to get some. So here it is here in the packet. That's the swab side. It's a sealed packet, much like you know, the Pepperami. If you've ever had a Pepperami, that's exactly what the packet is. And as you can see there, the handle for it, quite thick. Okay, and the swab's there at the end. Now, a lot of companies sell cleaning swabs with a little bit of fluid, but I'm quite happy to either use a dry swab or just breathe on the sensor. But what I must say to you guys is that you do this on your own risk, or you know, on your own head. If anything goes wrong, don't come crying to me that it's failed or that you've done it wrong. I can only show you or tell you the way I do it, and it's all in my own opinion. So if you're going to do it, good luck, and remember, if it goes wrong, it's your fault. Okay, cheers guys. So you're just gonna take it out of there. I mean, you've done your blower, you've done everything else. Some dirt you'll look at on the sun as you're looking through your lens, and say to yourself, you just know it's not going to shift. Stubborn as anything. I remember when I first was doing this, I was basically oh my god. But now it's a case of just get it clean, get it done. And I don't care what anybody says. I just get on with it now. So, double check with my magnifying glass. Using the lights here. The good thing about it being so dirty is that I can actually see the dirt, so when it comes off. Now these I actually brought for a full frame sensor. What they tend to ask you to do is to go from left to right or right to left in this sweeping motion. Okay, but because this is for a full frame sensor, I'm going to have to go up, down, up, down. It's the only way it's going to fit in. And the other thing I need to be very careful of is, because this has got the IBIS in it. Okay, so there, just going to pop it in. Just going to move it up, down, up, down. actually hear the IBIS moving around as I'm pushing against the sensor. That's it. That is it. So what happened was, I'm going to give you a little bit of a running commentary here. So I did the sensor, seen the dots, and as I swiped them down and back up, then looked again with the magnifying glass. 2 had gone completely straight away, but the other one had left. It had sort of smudged down, which then I thought, no, this ain't gonna be good. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm gonna turn it back on. I'm gonna look into that light. I'm gonna have a look to see how clean it is. Now I knew where that dirt was, exactly where that dirt was. There you go, we're clicking. Oh man, look at that. Absolutely stunning. Up at the window. Ah. Yep. Oh, I love it. So I'm at f10, f16. There is no dirt whatsoever. That is beautiful. And that is how we clean our sensor. I love it. So with that said and done, guys, there's one thing left to do, and that's get out and shoot. Till next time.